Okay, so I'm working on the plunger rod for a homemade Nerf gun right now. This is what I have. I have this end threaded. This is 3/8 inch steel. This end's threaded for the actual plunger head itself, and I have to cut the groove for the catch. Yeah, so that is right there. So there's the catch right there. Just as a flat part for the catch plate to rest against. There's the screws for the plunger, and then the rest of the rod will just be for the handle. I may do something to try and lighten it because the steel rod is fairly heavy, and acceleration has to do a lot with the power of the dart gun in the end. So we'll see. So I just did some more turning. The back piece, the spring rest, that's this aluminum chunk right here, I just turned a shoulder into it that the spring fits up inside. And the purpose of that is to keep the spring centered, because without that, as the spring gets compressed, it tends to shift off from one side to the other, and then it interferes with the catch right there. One of the coils will get caught in it, and then it'll sort of jam. So you can avoid that by putting a centering shoulder in there for the spring. It's already got one at this end. Okay, this will be a video on the general arrangement of the Nerf gun as I'm building it. This piece here, I suppose we can call it the receiver for my purposes, is just the mounting piece for everything. So the trigger goes back and forth and moves this linkage right here, and that wedge, you can see it's wedge shaped. So what will happen with the catch is, here, let's take the spring out for demonstration. So this right here will be mounted in the upper tube piece here. So as this is cocked backwards, that catch is going to come right up to there, and when it does, there's going to be a crescent-shaped catch that'll be pivoting right at the top here. And there will be a spring pulling it from this side. So it will catch in, and to release it, that wedge is going to get pushed forward, and as it does, it's going to push the catch away, and that will release it. The piston will shoot forward, of course. So this whole arrangement here will be in the actual plunger tube. That's what this tube is going to be. and then the plunger tube ends here with this aluminum spacer, and this has been machined to have an airtight fit inside the PVC. This is 1-inch PVC, and the CPVC fits inside of that. And then up here is the muzzle piece, and that has a bit machined into it so that the CPVC it fits snugly and it's not going to come out. And that's what the end of the barrel will look like. This arrangement, take that off, will slide right into the end of the PVC like that. Alright, that's all for now. I'm going to keep working. Okay, so right here I have the catch piece, and I am cutting it out of some 1/8 inch thick steel plate. It came from a lawnmower throttle control piece. That dot up top there, that's going to be the pivot point, and then my lines are sort of confusing, but it's going to be this crescent shaped piece that pivots at the top and clicks into the catch in the plunger rod. I have the other piece back here. So right at that dot there, that's going to be the pivot point, so then the hinge piece will be pressing against the plunger rod until the catch comes back, and then it will click in place. That middle small tab there, that skinny one, is going to get broken off, and that'll be waste, and I'll continue cutting. Okay, so here's the completed catch piece for the gun. It pivots like that, and then right here is that little piece is where a spring attaches to it, so it gets pulled that way, and that bottom boot is where the trigger will push it over to the side to disengage it. So here's the notch in the plunger rod. And that hole right there is where this would pivot. So this is getting pushed in and against, and you can see how it locks up. And if you get rid of that, the plunger rod can slide. Alright, so I have the part, the back plate piece, and the vise with a V-block. Here I have the completed homemade Nerf gun. Just a quick review of everything. This is a 1-inch PVC upper barrel piece, and I guess you could call it the upper receiver, because the actual barrel is inside of that. There's an aluminum muzzle piece right here, and that's been recessed for the 1/2" CPVC, which runs to about here. And right here there is the middle spacer that the CPVC sits inside of, and on this side is the actual plunger tube right here. So inside of here there's the plunger rod, which we can see the end of here, and the spring. The spring rests against the back spacer, which is right here, and then also in that back spacer, let's see if I can get some more light in there. Also in there is the catch mechanism. Up here, this top part, that is the mounting point for the catch spring. Here's the catch spring. This tab right here is the linkage between that spring and the actual catch. The catch is this metal plate that goes from here all the way up. It's that J shape. And what happens is when you pull back the plunger rod, it has a catch divot or notch about halfway up the rod, so you pull that out and then this engages with it. When you pull the trigger, there's a wedge shaped bit behind here that it's not going to show up in the video, but there's a wedge shaped piece that pushes this the catch downwards. If I can get it to do it for you. But you can see how that goes downwards, and that is what releases it. It has quite a few mounting points in different places. Up here we have, there's a lug that has been made onto the 1" PVC. That's from several cutoffs, or two that were glued up with the PVC cement on top of each other, and that provides the forward mounting point for this whole piece to the lower receiver. Mounting point here. This mounting point also doubles to hold the trigger guard in place, and for the trigger spring. There's a small spring that runs from here to the forward portion of the trigger slide. The handle is just made from some scrap cedar, and you can see with the light it's been contoured to fit my hand rather comfortably. Still could use some more sanding, but it's not rough or anything. It's good to hold. Alright, I'm going to cock it, and I'll shoot it outside for you. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. We'll go outside now.